Here's a game I played recently on GoQuest. I'm black in this game and I'm a bit higher rated than my opponent. I open on 4-4. They play this kind of strange approach. In the game I just jumped here. When reviewing I found out it was maybe stronger to just attach and extend. Very simple way to play, but this is probably easier for black. But I did this, allowing white to take this 4-4 point. And now I came in here, sort of invasion, which was a little bit greedy. A slight overplay perhaps. It would have been simpler to just play something normal like this. Black is still fine here. But I tried to steal away all the points and got myself into some trouble. I play this clamp here, which is a fancy looking move, trying to say that if white connects like this, I get Atari underneath. If white goes down, I get to cut like this. It wasn't actually that good. There are a number of good ways for white to respond. In the game, white played this peep, which was annoying. So now if I just respond to the peep, white gets to go down here and I don't have much to do here anymore. And if I play this Atari, white gets to push and cut. I thought in the game this was unacceptable to allow this cut, but when reviewing, turns out this was actually still okay for black, so I should have played like this. I had a different plan, which was to play this weird shape. Doesn't feel good to take your own liberty like this, allowing white to Atari here. But my plan was that I was creating some cutting points at d5 and g5, which I was going to use. So white Ataris, and now there are two choices for black here. Should black play the capture the one stone or extend? And sometimes it's obvious which one to choose, sometimes you have to think for a bit. I feel like whenever I think about it, I choose the wrong one. In this game, I ended up capturing, allowing white to Atari, and this was not the correct choice in this case. It's not a huge difference, but it would have been better to go down. I feel like it really depends on who is going to get sent after what happens down here to come back up here. If white is going to get sent to connect here in the end, then black would rather have gone down. And but if white is not going to get sent, then it's kind of painful. My thinking was I didn't want to allow white to go down here in center. So like this, now if I get sent in the end of something that happens down here, I get this capture in the end game. So it's hard to decide, but okay, in this case I chose incorrectly, turns out. And white gets to push through here. And now my plan here was I can play this move, and when white cuts, I get to cut with Atari. So this is kind of nice. I cut these two stones off and they are basically dead. Let's see, white connects up here. I play this Hana connect, white plays this Hana connect, and I play this Hana connect. So very simple endgame, nothing happening. And now black is actually winning. White was a bit submissive in these last few moves. White could have tried to make something happen inside, but white just played a normal endgame. So now black is actually ahead by 6 points, and the game should be over here. We could pass and finish it, and I would have won. But white saw that they were losing, so they tried to make something happen inside. I Atari and try to contain these stones. White pushes up here and clamps. What I should have done here to keep anything from happening is just simply separate this white stone, take a liberty, and there's really nothing to do here for white. There's no way to live in the lower right corner. These stones are about to die soon. Nothing is happening. But I, for some reason, played this move instead. Looks like it should also work. Like what I'm trying to do with this move is containing white so that white doesn't get too far into this corner. And it seems like even though white has this Atari, this group will still be eyeless, so I thought there would be no trouble. But now white plays this and starts this ko, which is super annoying. So I capture the ko. White has a ko threat which I can't ignore up here. Takes back the ko. I have a local ko threat. I can go down and white has to respond. It's a little bit, I think it would be easy to just on instinct play this one, but it's actually even nicer to play this one, which will make the winning the ko much clearer. So it's nice find by white to play this Atari. Then white has this ko threat and takes back. And now you see there's nothing. Because of these stones being in Atari, I can't even play the e5 ko threat. Perhaps if white had played c1 instead, I could still try something with g5. But like this, I just have to resign the game here because there's nothing I can do. The best result actually for black at this point is to just Hana. White gets this. And in this position, I'm losing by 50 points. Quite an impressive loss. So that's how that game ended. Let's go back a few moves and look where things went wrong. At this point, I still had a chance to avoid catastrophe. I could have went down here to prevent the ko. This is not an easy move to find in the heat of the moment, but it makes sense to prevent this ko that happened in the game. So now if white connects here, you know, I just Atari, nothing happening. With this one, I can cut like this. So that would have been nice if I had found that, but actually white also had a better move at this time, which would have prevented me from playing that one. So there's a super nice tsuji here for white. If you want to, you could try to pause the video and think about what's the best move for white here. Look at the whole board. The only winning move for white is this amazing clamp. And we can see here that if black tries to separate, white can cut. Now there is no way to save these stones. That's very annoying. Black can't Atari, and if black tries to take liberty here, white just kills these stones. So that's no good. If black plays this, there's some ko aji here. We can see that, okay, there's a ko, but if black can't win the ko, then these stones are dying, so that's a problem. So let's say black connects to avoid ko. White gets this. Again, c9 would be ko. So let's say black makes an I. This is a way to make this group very hard to capture, because now, unless white also gets an I, it seems like white is just going to die eventually. There's no way to approach here at c9. But after those exchanges, white comes back down to a2, can Atari, and white can't make an I, but white can reduce black to one I on both sides, like this. And this would be a seki, obviously unacceptable for black. White is alive inside the black territory, and black is just losing by a lot. So black could try to start a ko here. This is quite interesting how this ko fight plays out. Black has this ko threat, which is actually big enough. If white were to capture here, it's very big for black to capture. White has to come back and respond. Then black gets to re-kill the left. White has this Atari, but let's see here. What was the variation? I think we just capture. White captures this one. Black and Atari once. Then here. And something like this would be the end result. And black would be winning again. So, okay, white actually does have to respond to this ko threat. Black takes back. And now white's only ko threat is this one, which is a bit strange. Self-Atari. And it is allowing black to get another ko threat here. But in the end, white lives in the lower left corner, and this is still winning for white. I think at this time, black also had the option to play this ko threat. This is also similar. Black will get some compensation down here, but still white will be winning with living with these stones down here. Okay, so this is quite an amazing winning tsuji for white. And to not give white that chance, again, the mistake of the game was that I should have just played this super simple move. This is not some amazing tsuji, this is just separating white, removing all the aji, and like this I could have won this game. Okay, hope you found this game interesting. Thank you for watching.